Hey, go back to what James was talking about before. New offensive coordinator, no DeAndre Hopkins. How does this work for you from your perspective?
Well, I mean, it's a rebuilt receiving core now, Andrew, and they've got a tremendous amount of speed. James Palmer touched on it, but they don't have anybody that has and draws the attention that DeAndre Hopkins did for the last 3 years with Deshaun Watson. And in on key third downs and fourth downs, I mean, you talk about playing off script. The way that DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson played over the last 3 years was tremendous. But this is what you get. You're going to get speed. I mean, here's Brandon Cooks. I mean, he caught 80 passes 2 years ago. Here it is in the NFC Championship game against the Saints. Put the Rams in, right before they had to get into the touchdown range. Here's the playoff last year against Kansas City. The opening touchdown of the game on 3rd and 1. Kenny Stills, you make a mistake, you blink, he's going to be in the end zone. And then it's Will Fuller. Can he stay healthy? But when he does here, look, DeAndre Hopkins takes all the attention. It leaves Will Fuller open, and there's a beautiful throw by Deshaun Watson in the end zone. Big day there. And then, look, Randall Cobb is a true slot receiver. He averaged 10 yards a target last year, even, when he was in Dallas. So I think it's a good receiving core. They can go 2 receivers, 3, 4. They've got a couple really good tight ends. We'll see what DJ does in the backfield. We know he's been a good dual threat back when healthy. So it's rebuilt, and it's built on speed. And we got to see how teams defend it. And we got to see if these receivers, Cooks, Fuller, all of them can stay healthy right now. For how long? I'm riding in the turning lane. I'm turning haters watching me, but they ain't stopping me. I'm flossing, man. I'm flossing.
What is going on, Houston, Texas, man? We are really, really fortunate to had a team like the Cleveland Browns not only basically do a dump contract trade with us with Brock Osweiler, but then later on in the 2017 NFL Draft, without having a starting quarterback, trade with us for us to move to the 12th pick in that year's NFL Draft and be able to draft Deshaun Watson, man. If you tell me we would have brought in Mahomes or Trubisky or any other quarterback, I don't think that we are in the position that we are today. Deshaun Watson makes everyone around him that much better. I think between the ears, Deshaun Watson is the best young quarterback in this league. And I really hope that we take advantage of his talent and his intelligence, and truly reward him not with just one Super Bowl, but actually multiple Super Bowl championships, not only for the city, but for himself, man. This guy, he is a fighter, he's a warrior, and man, he's just smart. Earlier this week, I actually saw a leak of yesterday's video on NFL Network with Baldinger and Kurt Warner, who were having like a classroom setting, and they were going through what Deshaun Watson sees when he's out there on the field. And look, we already knew Deshaun Watson was a very, very talented and smart quarterback. But some of the things that definitely I had no idea that he was picking up on, it was just amazing to hear him talk about those. And look, it's only year 3 for Deshaun Watson's career. He's going into year 4. And yes, although the cap is going to hurt this team in one way once he receives his contract, I'm so glad that he is our quarterback, because I definitely could not picture allowing Tom Savage to be the quarterback to start off with, and then definitely Brock Osweiler. In the way that it's now in the NFL when it comes to pass rushing, man, you really need someone not only back there that is a general and can command the offense, but you need someone who can have some type of escapability. We have seen in the last couple of years in the NFL that the best quarterbacks in the league now have that type of sixth sense to know when to get out of the pocket. Now, we are aware that Deshaun Watson needs to improve in some areas of his game when it comes to holding the ball too long. But I don't blame him so much because there's plays like the Bills game where he tucks the ball, he waits for the play to develop a little bit more. Deshaun Watson slips away, sees Taiwan Jones, checks it down. Taiwan Jones to the 20, to the 10. Magical Deshaun Watson. Michael Jordan in the flesh. Scrambles out of the pocket and delivers a play like he did with Taiwan Jones. And man, those type of plays, I don't care what you tell me, an in the pocket quarterback is not making that play. And to be honest, not many quarterbacks in this league is taking that hit and still coming out of it to tell the story. But man, they got to talking about one of Deshaun Watson's favorite play. He said it is the smash play, smash concept.
It don't matter?
It don't matter. Anywhere, anything you want. Favorite play?
Let's go. All right. Gun. We're doing red zone. Fork right.
Everybody likes the red zone.
Yeah, 72.
Throwing touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
Bit mat. Smash. And this was one that we were scored on against KC.
Set. Deshaun to throw over the middle. Got a man. Fells. Touchdown, Houston.
So gun, obviously you're
Yeah,
in the gun.
right.
Fork right's your formation.
Yep.
72 would be your
Protection.
protection. Okay. And then are you calling two sides? Big mat smash?
Big mat smash. So bit mat, the strong side, smash is the back side.
Okay.
72. Big mat smash. Go on.
But I'm just gonna, draw it up. Fells here. F. Got the Z. And then you got the F. So you got the smash concept here. Smash. Here. 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 And then free release to the flat.
Okay.
Okay.
So 72, I'm just guessing, based on what you do here.
Five-man protection.
That's just a five-man protection,
sir.
right? So just talk me through what's your read. What takes you over here to the smash, and then what takes you...
So we got it, and how we do it and how we read it is basically check it, work it. So if you got a 2-over-2, man look, or even if it's zone match, you can work this side if you're comfortable with the side. So pre-snap, I'm checking it. If I like it, I'm gonna work it. If not, just cross it out and just work it here. And so I'm basically working an inside out. So I'm starting, 1 to 2 to 3. And that's like the basic just of, how to read the play. But I can, depending on what coverage they're doing and how, I kind of take my drop, I kind of see all of it happening at once.
On 2nd and goal, Watson puts the leg down. Here's the snap. Deshaun to throw over the middle. Got a man. Fells. Touchdown, Houston.
So I'm reading this inside hook defender. We knew this flat guy should be taken out by the age. Corner is basically no factor. Safety sitting here. And we knew that the backers were gonna flare. So if I ever feel the backers just kind of flaring, I'm just gonna dot them.
The Chiefs decide to go zone everything up. Fells just got himself in the end zone, turned around, showed the 8 and the 7 to Deshaun Watson. And boy, was he quick with the read and quick with the delivery.
He talked about the red zone. He talked about how hard it is for young quarterbacks when they start off. He said it's easier to, it's funny though, because the way he puts it, it's easy to move the ball, when you have so much space. But when you get into the red zone and things really cramp down to that 5-10 yardage area, you got to know where to go. You got to make decisive decisions. And he talked about this smash play that can go either, to his wide receivers or to his tight ends, and how that RPO game really helps with the Texans, whether, they're running the ball and that's being effective, to the tight ends and attempting to block, but sometimes acting like they're going to block, but still, doing like a wheel route, and Deshaun Watson being able to read that, or him keeping the ball and also scrambling. I think that's what makes the Texans offense very dangerous at times, and I think that's what hesitates a lot of the defense. Early on, man, I was very fortunate to see one of Deshaun Watson's best games early on. He had just gone to New England, his first time against Brady in regular season, and went toe-to-toe with the GOAT, man. And as you guys know, early on in his career in the NFL Network, Deshaun Watson said, who was he chasing? He was chasing the GOAT. He was chasing Tom Brady. He wanted to get more rings than Tom Brady. And hey, he hasn't necessarily broken that ceiling just yet, but I think once he does, he'll definitely become one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in this league once he has tasted that level of success. And I am all for it. But going back, man, he, that game going toe-to-toe, that following game, his first true home game, as you guys know, in that Jaguars game, his rookie year, he came in after Tom Savage basically was annihilated. And you were able to tell that you needed that type of presence from a quarterback that could scramble out to keep the defense honest. So Deshaun Watson was able to give that to the Texans. Of course, it was too late in that game. But her first game in NRG Stadium against the Titans, man, completely annihilated the Tennessee Titans, and I was a witness there. And it's funny though, because you know, maybe with Schaub we did have some 30 and 40 point games, but that was a 57, if I'm not mistaken, burger that we put on the Tennessee Titans. And just the way that Deshaun Watson was moving the ball with Bruce Ellington right there, with Will Fuller, with DeAndre Hopkins, with Lamar Miller. And at that moment, our tight ends, I believe, were Griffin and Fedorowicz. And, you know, with them still making that time of plays that we were now making this past year with Darren Fells, and I continue to see we're going to implement with our tight ends. That's why we drafted as many as we did. That's why we have as many as we do on this roster, because that is an important key to this offense, the tight ends. And as Tim Kelly being the offensive coordinator, man, it definitely will be heavy tight end, heavy run game. And look, man, this is what O'Brien was known for in New England, that dink and dunk offense that you will see quite a lot more this year. But yeah, man, he talked about that smash play, man, and you know, it just reminds me of how bright Deshaun Watson is and how fortunate we are to have him, man. That if you have not seen that, man, I'm gonna put the link on the description, man. But yeah, just the whole study, I think they put snippets on it on NFL Network. So if you didn't watch the whole thing, man, you are missing out, because the guy is just ridiculously like smart and intelligent, bro. There was a moment when he was talking about a certain play where he missed Kenny Stills. I couldn't remember against who it was that they were facing, but he missed Kenny Stills. But at the same time, he had noticed that DeAndre Hopkins had got the DB beat on that play. So he said he went to the sideline and he jotted that down. He talked to Kenny Stills. He talked to DeAndre Hopkins. And the next time that they ran that play, because he said that what he likes to do is he likes to recycle plays. Just because it didn't work at a particular time, he notices something that the defense wasn't able to defend, that wasn't prepared for, and that's why they go back to that particular play. And, you know, sure enough, he says that they go back to that particular play, and now he hits Hopkins. He knew Hopkins was going to be open because he was open on the previous one where he threw the Stills. And look, that's what you need from your quarterback. I think Kurt Warner said it. He said he has his son, and one of the things that he always asks his sons after scoring touchdowns is, what else did you see on that play? Because there are certain things that you pick up from the defense that you can continue to hurt them on. Especially when they see you line up in the same formation. Sometimes defenses, they think, okay, they're going to attempt it because it didn't work this time, so let's cover Kenny Stills. For instance, this particular play, let's cover Kenny Stills a little bit longer, a little bit, let's double team him because we know where it's going. And then next thing you know, he beats you with the open guy that was there the first time around. And that is veteran talk, man. To be honest, that is veteran talk. You know, you've heard tons of praises with Deshaun Watson, how mature he is, how great he sees the field, how good of a general he is out there commanding this offense. This is his fourth year going into this offense, and man, they are now reportedly going to allow him to call plays, to be like Peyton Manning and make adjustments and make audibles. And so that'll be great to see. Now, I'm not going to say that everything is going to land in perfection with Deshaun Watson. He's still growing. He's still learning. But, man, it's great that he's definitely being allowed to do so. Because you don't want to be like, you know, what they do with Jared Goff, man. They give him all that money and they still still have to tell him not only what play to run, but who to throw to. That tells me that the guy is not really seeing the field. And you don't want that type of quarterback back there because, you know, in the biggest games, the defenses that you face, they're not bottom of the pile, man. These are great defenses. They know, they've studied you, and you know it's all about a chess game, just like Deshaun Watson put it. But man, like I said, we are so excited to have him as a quarterback. I'm definitely excited that he is getting, basically he's getting more out there, man. For this being the first episode of this year's NFL Study Room with those two, Baldinger and Kurt Warner, I'm glad that they chose a Houston Texans to do it. And look, man, we'll definitely have to see how this offense clicks. I hope that it clicks early. I hope that it doesn't take that long. And I hope that defenses just don't have an answer for us all year long, because that definitely will drive us to my prediction of 13-3 this season. And hey, we might be able to make a hell of a push in the playoffs. We all know that the Texans are all in this year. And so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, man, you guys take it easy, baby. You know what it is every day, right? It's H-Town. Don't hate it. Just believe in it. Be great. Let's get